Yeah, y'all doing out there in video land? This Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. Wow. Part two. Part two of the Mega Folder Day. Part two of the Mega Folder discussion. These are my other favorite Mega Folders, people. I have even more than these, but these are my favorites. These are my favorites. And when I say my favorites, I mean like my favorites, I have like more of each one, but these are the ones I picked out to represent each category of Mega Folders I like. As y'all know, I have the fancy one with the 775 aluminum handle scales, Espada, and I also have the CTS-XHP ones and black DLC and for the extra large, and I have this one. This one is my favorite one because, well, it's the least expensive. It's the least expensive, and when I have things that don't cost as much as other things, I tend to carry them more and tend to use them more. That when I get something that's too expensive, I tend not to use it. I always think to myself, when I get it, I'm going to use it and try it out and stuff like that, and then I'll carry it for a minute, and then I get kind of paranoid. I don't want to damage it, and I'm going to be able to sell it later. I don't want it to be damaged since it costs so much. It's such a big investment, so I tend not to use them. This one right here, you can get these for less than $150. This is the new Oz 10 model. Now this is the from the old Cold Steel company, so I paid more than that for this one. But now I see these, for going for under $150 from a lot of different sites, and you get all kinds of different colored handles. You can get different kind of blade finishes and everything else like that. They have all sorts of different variety. Even from the Cold Steel website, they're fairly inexpensive. I've been thinking about getting the one with the black blade and the red handle because I think that looks kind of cool. I just like the way it looks. I don't need it. I already have two other of these things I don't never carry or use. I just think it looks cool. But anyway, and I don't have one from the new company either. So I've been contemplating on getting one of those, people. So you might see one of those show up on my table next year. The one with the red handle and the black blade. That's the one I think looks kind of cool. The other one I thought would be kind of cool too would be the one with the light colored handle. It's like I think they call it some sort of earth tone, but it's like a real light color. And I thought, I wonder if I could dye that purple. Make a big purple XL. I think that would be cool too. Even cooler than the red one. But anyway, just a thought. These are a 7.5-inch blade. We can measure out the blade real quick. This one right here, this variety right here has a Japanese AUS 10A blade. These are the affordable ones. The ones I'm just talking about just now. Actually, it's bigger than 7.5 inches, like 7 3/4, almost 8-inch blade. Total length, look at that, 17.25 inches. It's got a two-handed handle. Or you got one hand, it's big chop, but it feels like it could slip up my hand back here, people. If I was chopping too hard, it feels like it would just do like one of these numbers and just like totally come out my hand. And this doesn't have a lanyard on it, so I don't know if I'd be comfortable with that. But if you put your finger in this groove right here, now it works. Now you can chop with it. So that gives you how much reach? Let's see how much reach that gives us. I'm just gonna pull this thing all the way out like that. I'm going to the rear grip that I think is a secure grip. You can't go back even further like this, but I don't think that's secure, so I wouldn't use that grip. So I'm not gonna count that grip. So that gives us 12 inches of reach, 12.25 inches of reach. Like having a 12-inch blade, 12.25 inch blade. Wow. And when you're up here, you have 9 1/8 inches of reach. So it's like having a 9-inch blade. It's hard to beat this one out, people. When you talk about XL Megas, this is the king. The XL Espada from Cold Steel. It's been the king for a long time, and it still is the reigning champ. It's the reigning king. It's got one of the strongest locks on the market. This model right here has been shown to be able to hold 725 pounds without breaking, without damage. The XL Espada has always been the strongest knife from Cold Steel. It's got heat-treated stainless steel liners that encompass the lock bar. All these pins, the stop pin, and all these pins right here that hold your lock bar in place and enable the lock bar to function are encased with the stainless steel liners. The backspacer is an aluminum backspacer, heat-treated 6061 aluminum backspacer. These handle scales are G10. You got the Andrew Dimko wave plate. You got a Saber flat ground blade. It's a clip blade or buoy. I like to call this a Spanish style buoy. Spanish style buoys are a little bit more extravagant, flamboyant, romantic, sexy. I think the Spanish style buoys look better than our buoys. I'm sorry, people. They put a lot more flair into their blades. They're just more beautiful. We may have the better steels and stuff, but they had a lot of style with their blades. You gotta hand it to them. I love the Navajas, the old Spanish Navajas, and Spanish style buoy blades. Remember, they're the ones that were the knife fighters, the Spaniards, the vaqueros. That was part of their culture, and that's where knife fighting came into our culture. Just like being cowboys and ranchers and all that kind of stuff, handling cattle. We got that from the Mexican people. The Spaniards were the ones that were doing it first. They're the ones that brought the cows over here and the horses over here. They're the original ones. I know, like we like to think that we're the originators of everything, but we're not. We like to take things and put our own flair on it, which is cool. You know, that's what people do all over the world. It's no big deal. Absolutely love this one. Okay, let's get on to the next ones. I'm gonna fold this one back up because it won't fit on the table. None of these will fit on the table unfolded if I unfold them all. So next one, let's go this way. Let's start off with this one. This is one of my newest favorites. Which one is this? The Dimko 5 Max. Absolutely love my Dimko 5 Max, people. I've been using it. It goes in my bug out bag every day. I've done videos with batoning wood with it. This is a super strong, super heavy duty knife. As far as I know, it has titanium liners, backspacer, contoured G10 handle scales, a CPMS 35VM blade. It's a Saber flat ground blade. Beautiful knife, people. Steel pocket clip. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. My favorite mega folders. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, this is it. This is it. This is it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Which one is this? My Tau War. My very first Tau War. This is my Oz 8 Tau War. It's been all polished. It's been on just about every big motorcycle run I've ever been on in the last 20 years, just about. I say not 20 years, I'd say last, how long have I had this? About 12 or 14 years? Something like that. All my big motorcycle runs, I always take this one. And I always take this one too. That one rides in my vest, and this one rides in my front right pocket. It's one of my favorite all-time folders. Absolutely love it, people. Absolutely love it. And it functions like it's on bearings, too. This one functions really nice. Absolutely love it. It's the Oz 8 Tau War. 5.5-inch blade. Full flat ground blade. Beautiful knife. G10 handle scales. No liners. Just thick G10 handle scales. This is the new one I'm carrying. It's my serrated version. It's got this CPMS 35EM blade. It's from the new GSM company. G10 handle scales. Heat treated aluminum backspacer, just like the original. Stainless steel lock bar. Linerless, thick G10 scales or handles. This one does have a polished pocket clip instead of the black pocket clip, though. Beautiful blade, people. Beautiful. Andrew Demko wave plate. Absolutely love it. Next one up. Oh, yeah. This is one of my all-time favorites, too, people. What is it? We're talking Espada now. Another Espada. This is the largest Espada. Oh, yeah. Just like the big one you saw. It's been polished. Did I show you that? Did I show you that the big one's been polished, people? This is the one I have that's been polished. This one is the one that I tried to carry. I carried it a few times. Like I said, the key word in that phrase is tried. Because I absolutely love the knife, but it's just too big for me, people. It's just too heavy and too big and doesn't work with my flat posterior portion of my physical anatomy. Because I don't wear suspenders, so, wants to pull my pants down all the time, so it doesn't work for me. This one does. Absolutely love this one. I've been carrying Espadas for years, people, ever since they've been making them. By the way, this one has a 5.5-inch blade, Bowie style blade. It's a saber flat ground. It's been polished. American G10 handle scales. It's got the partial liners, stainless steel liners, and it's got the 6061 heat treated aluminum backspacer. Next one up is another one of my favorite Espadas. This is one of my old ones. It's a CTS-XHP from the original company. G10 handle scales, just like the other one. It's got partial liners. These are just coated in black. It's a DLC coated blade. 6061 aluminum backspacer. OD green G10 scales. Saber flat ground blade, DLC coated. Andrew Demko wave plate. Beautiful knife, people. Beautiful knife. Next one up. These you don't see anymore, really, because they discontinued them for some stupid beep reason. This is one that they definitely need to be. I don't know why they haven't brought these back. This is one that they should have brought back a long time ago. Just the same time that they brought back the Tau Wars and the Holdouts, they should have brought this one back too. I don't know why they haven't brought this one back. This is the XL Recon 1. This is the ultimate Recon 1 for me. It's the XL. Even though, it's not the one I carry the most, to me it is the ultimate. 5.5-inch blade. This is a soldier's knife here, people. If I was going into combat, I'd want something like this. It's lightweight, big, and strong. And something I got total faith in. I totally depend upon it. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. It's one of my zombie blades, zombie apocalypse blades. The blankets, the fans, be the ones that'll be in my pocket. That's basically what all the blacked out ones are for me. They're all my zombie apocalypse knives. The other ones are when the things aren't so bad. I don't have to worry about it so much. But anyway, next up, let's get into some Voyagers. We were just talking about Voyagers. Voyagers are the ones I actually do carry the most. Out of all these different types that you see on this table, this pair is like one of my favorite pairs to carry when I go on long motorcycle rides. But when I'm doing things around the town, well, I shouldn't say that, but let's say when I'm carrying something that in an area that I shouldn't be carrying in, due to blade length or whatever, because it could possibly get confiscated or have to worry about some sort of stuff like that or anything like that. And but I still feel like I need to carry a big knife for some sort of reason or whatever, I will carry one of these. The Voyagers rule when it comes to that because they're inexpensive, easy to replace, and And they're everywhere. They're abundant everywhere, all over the internet. You can get Voyagers anywhere. Voyagers are all over the place. They even make counterfeit ones. I don't recommend getting anything that's counterfeit. Don't get anything that's counterfeit. But I'm just letting you know, everybody loves Voyagers. It's a very super popular design, and all the knife stores carry them and stuff like that. So it's easy to find Voyagers. I always like to get them from Midway USA, because Midway USA always has them from, $40 to $70, from a large size to an extra large size, from $40 to $70. So it's like they always have them for those prices. If you damage one, you could easily replace it. My Voyagers. This is my old one. This one that just got replaced. It got just kicked out the rotation drawer. The big knife rotation drawer, because I replaced all my big knives with the new GSM cold steel models, because I wanted to try them out and compare them to the models that were previously available. Which one is this? This is a 5.5 inch. Well, it's called a 5.5 inch. We just measured out. It's not quite 5.5 inches. 5.5. I'll call it 5.5 inch just for nostalgia's sake. 5.5 inch Tonto. It's a saber hollow ground American Tonto with a flat tip or flat ground blade tip. Around 3.8 millimeter thickness. It's advertised as being 4 millimeter. Yes, it's got the Snaggletooth Wave feature on it from snaggletoothmf.com. But these are my most carried ones. Out of all the ones that you see on this table, people, the ones I actually carry the most are these, my Voyagers. And that's why they got the Snaggletooths on them, because they're the ones I actually do carry a lot. Absolutely. Because they started getting a little bit more strict on knives in my area, and so I don't really carry the Ti-Lites no more, even though I can, because I don't get any more trouble for carrying one of these as I do for one of these, because the only thing that they can do to me with one of these is just take it from me, but I don't get in trouble for it, because it's not a switchblade, it's not an automatic or anything like that. It's just over the blade limit that they find acceptable. If the blade is over 4 inches in my area, the officer can either let it go, or he could say that it looks dangerous and it looks like a dangerous weapon, and that he can confiscate it. But you don't get in trouble for it because there's no blade limit where I live. It's just like this little weird rule that my city has, my township has, people. And so that's the reason why you always see me not carrying the big ones anymore, because they came out with that law not too long ago. It's like within the last 10 years or something like that. Because I used to carry these big ones all the time. Ti-Lite 6s were like the ones that I mainly carried for almost like 10 years. Ti-Lite 6s and these Voyagers. And the Espadas, Recon. Well, basically everything on this table except for, I never really carried these, and I carried this one a couple times, but it's not one I'm going to be carrying, people. It's too heavy. And I don't carry this one either, but this one goes in my bug out bag. This is my bug out bag knife. And definitely don't carry that. I've tried it. Don't carry it. It's a collector. I love it. I love it, but I don't carry it. But anyway, where were we at? I'm getting lost here. We're in the Voyagers, right? Okay. We just did that one. Let's do the one that I am carrying right now. Oh yeah, it's my serrated one. Serrated Voyager. All the same specs, it's just got serrations. It's a brand new one. This is my new GSM ones that replaced all my old models. In my drawer, that for my rotation drawer for big knives I have. And you know what? This is my smoothest one, people. I'm gonna let you hear the difference yourself, okay? This is a GSM knife. Okay, this is the old cold steel one. Set up the exact same way. Hear him again. What do you hear? I'll tell you what I hear and what I feel. This one's smoother. The GSM one is smoother. The other one, they both have a tiny bit of lock stick, but the other one has more lock stick. This one pretty much doesn't have any lock stick. It has a little clicky sound. It's like super smooth, people. It's like one of the smoothest Voyagers I've ever owned. This one right here. So I wouldn't knock the new ones, people, because the new ones, you gotta realize that they're being made in the same factory, and the same factory, that's been making them for years. And I'm sure every year, every time they make a new batch, they get a little bit better. It's just common sense that the new ones are gonna be better than the old ones. They're made in the exact same place, exact same factory in Taiwan. So, all those rumors and stuff, I think you should throw those out in the trash can about them making less, the quality has dropped or whatever, something like that. I've heard a lot of people say things like that. That's not true. It's not true. It's bullshit. I'm telling you from experience. I've experienced the old ones and I've experienced the new ones. I know the difference from personal experience. The original ones from the original company aren't any better than these, people. I'm telling you right now, they're all made in the exact same place by the same people in Taiwan. So they're not any different. That's a bunch of hogwash when you hear people saying that kind of crap. That's baloney. This is another new one. This is the Barong. New labeling. This is how quiet this one is. These are beautiful knives, people. And look, the centering. Unstocked, unmodified knife has just been lubed and tuned. These are beautiful. These are beautiful, people. These are absolutely beautiful. Don't let anybody tell you that the new GSM Cold Steel folder's not. I only know about the ones that I've tested out and I've tried, and you're looking at a lot of them on the table. A lot of these knives are the new GSM knives. And, you could directly compare them to the old ones, except for the ones that, the old ones I have that are modified, I should say. But I don't have a new GSM Espada yet, and I hope GSM makes one of these. I hope they bring back the extra large Recon ones. But I have the new GSM Talwar. Now this one I had to change the stop pin in it. The stop pin in this one was supposed to be a 6.22 millimeter thick stop pin. The stop pin on the inside, the thickness of it was supposed to be 6.22 millimeters. And the ones that it came with were 5.97 millimeters, 5.97 millimeters thick. And they were too small. And so it made this knife go into a fixed blade mode lockup all the time. And the way I fixed it, I took one of the original pins from one like this, my other one that I have like this, the one that's a collector that I didn't use. I took the pin out because it's a 6.22 millimeter pin and put it in this one. This one worked perfectly after that. Never goes in a lockup. Works perfectly. I'm trying to flip it real hard so you can see what I'm talking about. See, that was a hard flick. Still didn't go in a lockup. See that? That's because it's got the right pin size. And so it easily the blade didn't sink too far or anything. It fits perfectly. 6.22 millimeter stop pin is what these are supposed to have. If you have one of the original ones, this was what was one of the original ones when they first released them, when GSM first brought them back. It was the very first batch of them, and that's the ones that had the problems, I think. I don't know if the newest ones have the same problem, but the very first ones, if you have that problem, that's your problem. All right, but anyway, where are we at now? Did we get to the barong? The barong. I love my barong. Let's get going here. Finish this one up. Get to the barong. It's got a saber flat ground blade, high flat ground blade. Nice, thick, all the way to the tip. I love the way that these blades are designed. Nice and thick all the way to the tip, just like the Tonto. Absolutely love these blades. Highly recommend them. Highly recommend them. And this one, I'm not going to put the snaggletooth on it because I like to have one style. I like to do my drop points like this. The Tontos, I like to put all the snaggletooth stuff on them because I think of that as more of a fighting combat blade. I think this is a multi-purpose blade. But it likes to be reverse finger flick too. Absolutely love these. Absolutely love them, people. Next one up, I have several of these, but I've never really carried them, people. Each time they came out with a new blade steel, I got the new blade steel. I think I might have 2 or 3 of these. I think I have a couple Oz 8 ones, or maybe a couple Oz 10 ones. Because this is the old one. I think I got a newer one than this. Absolutely love these too. The Raja 2s. If you need a really heavy-duty camp-style folder, I would recommend one of these. It's got steel liners in it. They go all the way through the knife. Heat-treated steel liners. It's got a thick, I think this is a 4.8 millimeter thick blade. Let me see. That's super heavy-duty, people. 4.76 millimeters, 4.8 millimeters. Heavy, heavy, heavy duty. And it is heavy. How much does it weigh? A lot. 13.1, let's say 13.1. 13.1 ounces, it looks like. Let's compare it to the Big Daddy. 14.9. All right. So it just weighs a little bit less than this one. You know what? For some reason, it feels heavier. I guess not. I guess not. This one does feel heavier. Absolutely love it, though. But this is a heavy one, people. It's another reason why. It's another one that I don't carry, but I absolutely love, and I got total respect for. Is the Raja. It's got a big, full, flat ground 6-inch blade. Absolutely love it. And here's the new one that I absolutely love that I'm probably not going to be carrying too much either, because it's just too big and heavy. But I absolutely love the knife. I absolutely love this one. Every time I open this one, it makes me smile. I absolutely love the Mayhem. I'm debating on getting the black one. I don't know. Don't need it. Just want it. Because I'm not even going to really carry it. So it's not like on my priority list, people. Because I got this one and the S35VN model, the limited model, and I got another Oz 10 one that I didn't modify. This one's the one I got to modify and carry and try out and stuff. If I got the black one, it would just be a collector. This is going to be my user if I use one. Absolutely love them, people. The Mayhem. Oh, it's got a 6-inch scimitar. I call it a scimitar blade. I know they're calling it a clip or whatever. No, this is a scimitar. This is a swashbuckler. This is a pirate's folder. I absolutely love it. And I've heard it called a hollow ground, but to me it looks like a saber flat ground, people. It looks flat. If it's a hollow, it's a very, very shallow hollow. And when you put the Snaggletooth MF on this one, oh, check out my videos where I'm waving it out my pocket. This one flies out your pocket. It works awesome with the Snaggletooth wave feature. Anyway, people, let's move on to the next one. It's got the Atlas lock. Cold steel Atlas lock. G10 handle scales. It's got it's fully stainless steel line Atlas lock. It has a coil spring that works off of coil springs inside of here. This back here is it's like a G10 backspacer. Beautiful. This one I dyed royal purple with royal synthetic dye, RIT dye. Next up. Oh yeah. This is another one of my new ones that I got to try out, and these work beautifully. This is serrated Counterpoint XL. These work beautifully, people. I mean, watch this one. You didn't even hear that one, did you? This is not modified. This knife is not modified at all. This is totally factory. I just lubed and tuned it. See what I'm saying, people? These knives are beautiful. I think they're better than the old ones. Especially these counterpoints. That's perfect fitment on the triad lock. That's what you're hearing. When you don't hear any noise or anything, and it does lock up super solid, and there's no up and down, no side to side, no nothing, and you don't hear anything, that's a perfect fitment. Perfect. Can't get any better than that. Perfect. Absolutely love it. Now these are a hollow ground blade. These are like a bayonet style blade, 6-inch style blade, bayonet style blade. It's got the Japanese AUS 10A stainless steel, and it's a very, very shallow hollow, a very shallow bayonet or saber hollow ground. That's how I would describe this one. Beautiful knife. Combat style blade. Bayonet blades have been used in theaters of war for, forever. Last couple of 100 years. Absolutely love them. This one's got a 6061 heat treated backspacer. Full heat treated liners. 6061 liners. It's got the Grivex handle scales on it. It's an awesome knife, people. That's the new version. This is the old version. This is my old one. The reason why I got the new one. And this one, it needed a lot of work to get to be as smooth as the new one was straight from the factory, people. If you look at this one, you see everything's been polished on this one. Everything. Everything's been completely polished. And it had to be because this knife wasn't smooth at all when I first got it. It was like really hard to close. It didn't have like lock stick or anything. It was just the spring tension was like way overpowered. But now I got it working perfectly. This is what I would call a perfect Counterpoint XL. This is my CTS BD1. CTS BD1 Counterpoint XL. This one you can see how the aluminum backspacer looks if you polish it. This has been my favorite for a lot of years. I have the original Oz 8 ones too, but this was the one that I liked the best out of the ones I've had so far. And I have Oz 10 ones too, from the old company. And this is my new company one. And the new company one, I must admit, is smoother than all the other generations of the old ones I have. But like if you take one of these old ones and you smooth it out, if you know how to smooth it out and stuff, you can make a really beautiful knife. That's what this is. Beautiful knife. Beautiful knife, people. This is one of my new ones. This is one of my new ones. It's a Lindsey Thompson custom. It came with green handle scales. Green handle scales, and I swapped them out. Green G10 handle scales. Green G10 handle scales. This is a S35VN model, so it's a high-end model. And it came with the high-end setup with the G10 scales, which is the most expensive version of a Ti-Lite, the ones that come with the G10 scales. But they were green. They were OD green. And I wanted this one to have black. I thought this knife would look better with black scales. And so I swapped them out with one of my other old knives. This is a CTS-XHP version. The original version that came with the black G10 scales when they very first came out with the original company. And I thought this would look cool with the OD green scales. Because I like black and OD green combination. As you guys can see on the table, it's one of the color combinations I really like together. And this is one of my favorite knives of all time. This one right here. The DLC coated CTS-XHP Ti-Lite 6. Absolutely love it, people. Absolutely love it. One of my favorite folding stilettos. And this one right here, this is not my favorite blades type for a stiletto though. My favorite blade types are the bayonets and the Kris's and the dagger shapes for folding stiletto knives. You know, they always had the clip blade too, but it wasn't made like this. So it was narrower up here, so it was like better for stabbing. Because when you come in like this and you go wide and you go narrow like that, that creates a little bit of resistance on the entrance for stabbing. And the purpose of a stiletto is to be able to stab. It's not a slasher, it's a stabber. That's what stilettos are meant for. That type of blade type. It's a dagger. Stiletto, dagger, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing to me. It's long, narrow, skinny blade that's meant for stabbing. And this blade type is not really like representative of that to me. So it's not my favorite. Not my favorite. I still like it though. I think it's still cool, but it's just not my favorite one. I think I got two of these. And that's probably all I'm going to get. That's all I need. Whereas the others, I got lots of them. But anyway, that's that one. We went through this one. Let's go to this one. This has been one of my favorites too since I've purchased it. Yes, it's the serrated Kris. Japanese AUS 10A steel. Serrated Kris. I love the Kris blades. Kris blade, this is a Filipino Kris. I think it's beautiful. This got the black Zytail handles. Originally had Dark Earth, I think it was, Zytail handles, and they didn't have this knife with black handles at the time this knife was made when I purchased it. And so I swapped out the black handles with Dark Earth handles with another handle, Ti-Lite 6 that had black handles. Because I'm going to have black handles in this one. I just think it looks better with the black handles as opposed to having brown handles. Now I think you can buy these like this. But when I made it like this, you couldn't buy it like this. And this one's been in my rotation drawer for a long time now too. Absolutely love it. When I carry Ti-Lite 6, it's probably this one. This one right here, this is my fancy one. This is another Lindsey Thompson. This is number 154. 154. It's got the 440C blade. The only ones that had the 440C blades were these Lindsey Thompson limited edition ones. And I think I got 3 or 4 of them, and this is the one that I modified. This one that has the highest number. And I decided to modify one because I love this knife so much. This is when the Kris first came out. These were the first Kris blades for cold steel Ti-Lite 6s. These other ones didn't exist yet. And so I wanted to have one that I can put in my rotation drawer and carry. And so I decided to make a custom one. And I took an old Ti-Lite 6 with 7075 aluminum handles. And I took the handles and I chemically removed the finish on them. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work, people. And it required a lot of sanding, a lot of patience, a lot of time, a lot of elbow grease. But finally I got them to look like this. Absolutely love it. This is probably my favorite Ti-Lite 6 because of all the effort I put into it. Besides that, it just works really nice. It feels really good in hand with these heavier handles because it's like a 9-ounce knife now with these handles. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it, people. This one right here, this is the new one. The new one. Oh, see, got a little fail there because it's not loose yet. Let me see, there we go. Get a little bit more strength there in the wrist. That's my new serrated hold out XL. It's totally new, totally stock. It's got the CPM S35 VM blade from the new company. Absolutely love it, people. Flat ground, 6-inch flat ground blade. And here's my old one that I have used for a lot of years. You can see how the aluminum backspacer looks there. And this one is blacked out. It's not polished. This one's modified. This one's stock. And you can see the difference here. Remember how the other one opened? This one's been completely polished. It's super fast. Super fast, people. Absolutely love this knife. It's designed after Scottish Skene, a knife that was commonly used and carried by men and women back in the ancient days for self-defense and utility use. I like this because it's like a folding chef's knife. I use this in the kitchen. It goes. I carry these in my bug out bags, because this is not only a good self-defense folder, but it's good for utility use for a food prep. It's an awesome food prep knife. And I wish they would bring that to 4-inch blade size too, because that's a great food prep knife too, but it's a little bit smaller. Absolutely love these. All right, people. Well, these are my favorite. These are my favorite mega folders, pretty much of all time. And these are all representing the different ones I like, but these are my favorites. These are my favorites. When I think of cold steel mega folders, I think of these. These are the ones I can recommend because I've been using the different ones over the years. Other ones than just these. I have a whole lot of different versions of these knives, people, that I've been using over the years. I've been using these things ever since they've been existing. Every model that you see on this table, I've started using them when they very first came out. So I pretty much have all the ones that have been around for a really long time that are in Oz 8. I have them all in Oz 8. And the ones that have been around since CTS-BD1 and CTS-XHP, I got those steels. And the ones that have been around since Oz 10, I got those steels. So I got like all the different generations. Every time they came out with different steels, I got the new ones. Because I just want to compare them to the old ones. And lots of times I didn't end up using that much and they go into storage. So lots of them are like pretty much like brand new knives. So when I hit my retirement, y'all, and I get ready to sell these things, you know where you can get the best ones at? The best quality ones at. That's right. But a lot of these knives I will never sell them because a lot of them are like my super favorites. Like this one's, I'll have this one put in the grave with me. I love this. I love my Mayhem too. I love this. This one I'll never sell either. I love the Mayhem, like, because I wanted one of these for so long. Ever since I saw it in the Blade show, it was like highly anticipated for me. So it was like I had to have that one. Had to have that one. I like the G10 Ti-Lite 6s too. The 5 Max. Oh man, these are awesome. They're just all awesome, people. You know, they're just all awesome. Any knife on this table that we went through today, I would highly recommend. And I would say that if you have a chance to get one, don't get the counterfeits though. Get the real ones. Make sure you're getting a real one. And the best way to make sure you're getting a real one is to go through a website like, I don't know, like the Midway USA, Cold Steel's website. And if you have the ability to use a military discount, they have a 30% discount through Cold Steel's website. So for emergency response people, I think even law enforcement people. And I'm a military veteran, so I use my military discount. And you get the 30% discount, which brings down the price of a lot of the knives that you'll see on the Cold Steel website that seem really high. It'll bring down the price to a price that's lower than what you see on other sites. So that's something to check out too. If you can, I wouldn't necessarily go there if you're gonna have to purchase something at the regular price without using the discount, because then their prices are too high, if you ask me. But if you don't have access to a military discount or something like that, I would go to Midway and hit up Midway on their holiday sales and all that kind of stuff. And they always have clearance items on sale and stuff every week. They always have great deals on Cold Steel knives. So that'd be the other place I would go to. Another place I would go to would be like DLT Trading or Smoky Mountain Knife Works or a Knife Center, or there's the BladeHQ.com. There's a whole lot of places that you can go to. But these are awesome knives, people. I'm gonna put out this video for you guys today. Hope this satisfies your mega folder appetite. Peace. Stiletto.